Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, and it is a brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer? And y'all already know it's the spooky season, and this is the Halloween episode. And joining me today on the final episode for the spooky season is somebody that is so nice. They have an awesome cosplay name, and they're going to tell you guys how they got that cosplay name, and that is MacNCheesey Cosplay. MacNCheesey, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing, Benji?
Hey, I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, are you scared? Like, today is Halloween.
I mean, a little bit. I'm kind of feeling festive. I don't know about you.
Hey, I am feeling festive as well. I don't know what I'm doing tonight, but I am going to figure something out because, I mean, it's Halloween and, we got to end the holiday with a bang. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Best
Awesome.
holiday of the year.
Exactly. So, before we get into today's interview, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And as D always says, podcast link down below in the description. Like, follow, subscribe. So MacNCheesey Cosplay, let's go ahead and get into today's interview. So the first question that I ask each and every guest up here is, what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one. So tell everybody who you are.
Well, my origin story starts off very, very long ago, but I'll make it short. I've always been kind of like into like geeky, nerdy things when I was like in grade school and elementary, and just kind of like developing the love for anime and like just horror movies and all that stuff. And it's kind of just like a building process. And then, that just kind of built me who I was today, and then got me into cosplay. And it was a really it was something really incredible. I've never thought I would be cosplaying today, but here I am.
Yay, I love that, man. And I love how you said that horror was one of the elements that got you into cosplay. And I say this all the time with everybody that I interview. Everybody always says that Halloween was their gateway. I mean, Halloween was the gateway for all of us to get into cosplay because it was the first time that we dressed up. And, it's just like you get older and you just like, yo, I want to start going to these conventions. I want to, take this serious, and you up your game and you level up. And then bam, now you got some really awesome cosplays. So now I want to ask you, like, how was it the first cosplay that you had? Like, did you wear a cosplay when you went to your first convention, or had you already been wearing cosplays and then you just like, you know what, I'm ready to go to a con?
That's a good question. So my first con ever, I went to in cosplay, and it was only one cosplay, and I made it myself. It was a Nosuke, but I made him feminine, and just to kind of suit me and what I would think he would look like as a female. So I did that as my first cosplay because I thought it was easy, and it was a hit. A lot of people liked it, and I was surprised because I was so stressed. I was like struggling with the wig and everything like that. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna get it done in time. And then everything worked out and everybody loved it, and I was really happy with myself. So yeah,
that's awesome. And I feel like Demon Slayer cosplays are just always like they're always a hit because Demon Slayer is really popular right now. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things, and it's funny because as a Deku cosplayer, when I wear my Deku cosplay, it doesn't really get a lot of attention. I just love cosplaying as Deku because it was my first anime cosplay. But whenever I put on Rengoku, like no matter what, people stop me.
People go wild.
Especially when it's little kids cosplaying as Tanjiro and Nezuko. And, I put on the voice. I'm like, young Kamado, how are you doing today? Where's your sister at? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. So it's awesome that a Nosuke was the first one that you did, and like there's a Nosuke right now on the Magic TV. But now I want to ask you, because going back to horror, I saw on your Instagram that you were a haunt actor. So being a haunt actor, I assume that you're somebody that is at like the haunted attractions this time of the year, and you scare people. So like, what led you to want to get into that?
It was really kind of I don't know, just like one of those types of like chances that you want to take and you don't know where it's going to go. And then you just really end up enjoying it. So I took that chance and I went to try out for one of the haunted attractions, the in Fort Wayne, Indiana, called Hysterium Haunted Asylum. And I went there and I tried out, and they're just like, hey, you're really good. We'd really like you on the team this year. I'm like, cool. So I started doing haunt acting, and it's a lot of fun. And you know, it's also a lot of work too, because you have to kind of create your own type of character, you know, your own OC. And it's really, really fun to do that, to create your own type of character to act as and dress up as and scare people with too. And that's the fun part about it, is just doing your own thing and playing. It's like cosplay, but it's also like your own character. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to piggyback off of what you said about it being like cosplay, it is like cosplay, but the difference is that you have to be in character 100% of the time. Now, with cosplay, I mean, like when I'm cosplaying somebody, I'm in character 100% of the time as well. But with this, it's like a job, and you are going to have people that are going to try to ruin it. Like they're going to, you know, try to ruin it for others and stuff like that. I've seen it firsthand. But I will say that one of the things that I love about haunted attractions is when those chainsaws come out, your boy starts running like Shaggy and Scooby from Scooby-Doo.
It's the funniest. Oh my gosh.
I be gone. So I want to ask you, like, what has been one of your, you know, favorite moments, or if you have a funny story that happened while you were, you know, doing the job?
Oh my gosh. So many, you know, so, you know, part of the job is like you get little like kind of like ups in your pay, like little ups in your pay whenever you, like, I don't know, you get someone so scared to the point where they pee their pants or something like that, or they throw up, you know. That's the fun part. Another part of it is like just kind of interacting with customers. And it's so funny to see their reactions whenever I just freak them out in the weirdest way. And they're just like, okay, I don't like that. Like, okay, I should get out of here, you know? And, you know, there's so many times where oh my gosh, there's been so many times where people will come in and they'll try and flirt with me. And I will just be, and I have to stay in character, right? So I'll just be doing my thing. Some guy asked me, he's like, yo, are you on Tinder? And of course, like me, I'm just like annoyed, but my character, in my character's voice, I'm just like, Tinder? You mean chicken tenders? Nice. So that's just like the fun part about it. You have to stay in character, and it doesn't matter what you do, just as long as you're in character and you do something like what your character would do. It's just, you know, it's really fun.
Yeah, see, I love that, man. And it's like I said, like people that try to ruin it or they try to get you to break character and whatnot. I remember one time I had went to one, and like this girl, like she was trying to scare everybody, and like I act like I was scared the most, and she was just like, thank you so much. And I was like, yeah, for sure, man, because I'm the type of person, when I go to these things, it's like I like to work with you guys, so that way that it helps to scare the other people, right? So it's just like, if y'all are trying y'all hardest to scare us, and then like I'm acting like a giant scaredy cat around kids, then they're going to be scared, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I love going to haunted attractions this time of the year, because they're just so fun. So now I want to go back to cosplay, and I want to ask you, because you know, you do Nico Robin, and as somebody that is going to be debuting his Luffy cosplay soon, you know, hey, from one pirate to another, hell yeah, I got to say it, you know what I'm saying? But I want to know, you know, the live action One Piece came out. You're a fan of the series. Like, what was your reaction to it? If you've seen it honestly, yet.
Oh, I've seen it. I binged it in a day. I binged it in a day. I will say that. It was so entertaining. I loved it. Honestly, I thought they did an amazing job with the actors and the sets and all the scenes that they that they chose to include, because obviously it's a long series, you know, you're not going to include everything within one season. And I'm surprised they fit in so much in one season. So it really set the standards for like the next upcoming season that they announced. And it really like it excites me, because I want to see the new things that they want to build on and what characters are going to introduce next. And it really excites me. And I was not disappointed at all, honestly. It was a really fun series to watch. And honestly, I'm about to rewatch it over and over again. It's something I enjoy.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, when it got to the moment where Nami, where she was sitting there clawing the tattoo out, and then Luffy came and grabbed her hand, and she was just like, help me. I was like, bro, like this, I mean, like the whole series was so good, but when it got to that and she said, help me, and it was like, you know, shot by shot, just like the anime and the manga, man. And the whole fight with Arlong, like Arlong is somebody that I want to cosplay as well. And you know, I always joke around with kids at cons, like when they see me cosplaying as Kisame, and like there was one of the cons that I had when I was a guest at Superstar Anime. There was this kid and he was cosplaying as Luffy, and I was cosplaying as Kisame, and I was like, I was just like, hey, look, Luffy, I don't like what you did to my cousin Arlong. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm gonna have to avenge him, and then we started fighting and whatnot, and it was cool. So it's like, man, I love One Piece so much. And you know, one of the questions that I ask all of my you know, One Piece cosplayers that come up here, because it's like, I know that you like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as well.
Yes.
And you know, you did Jolene recently, and it looked phenomenal. So
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I gotta ask the One Piece and the JoJo stuff. One Piece question first. If you had your own ship and you're the captain of it, I want you to give me 5 either One Piece or JoJo characters that you would have on the ship with you.
5 to be on the ship?
Yeah, 5. Like, yep. You're the captain of the ship, and you have to choose 5 people, and it can be from JoJo or One Piece. Who would you have on your ship?
One Piece. Oh, jeez.
Who's that cosplayer?
JoJo's Bizarre.
Okay, well, I'm first off say, like, I have to pick Jotaro. I have to pick Jotaro. Like, Jotaro would be such a good asset, and he's so freaking powerful. Like, oh my god.
Hold on, but which one though? Because I mean, like, you saying powerful. If we talking about part 3 Jotaro, he's OP. Like, you won't have to worry about anything. But part 4 and part 6.
Part 3. Part 3.
Oh,
Okay, part 3. All right, we don't need to discuss this. It's part 3. Oh my gosh, but yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh, I would love to have Jotaro ownership. As much as I love all the other JoJo characters and stuff like that, like Jotaro sets the bar high. He's just a good character. Okay, moving on. I'm pick Luffy. You know.
Okay.
I think Luffy would be a good, like, man wants to be the king of the pirates. Dude,
is true.
Who has like the coolest ass devil fruit ever. Like, I love his devil fruit. I think it's so cool. But yes, Jotaro, Luffy. I feel like Jotaro would definitely be like the Zoro of the ship.
Of course.
So, not to replace Zoro, because I love Zoro, but I think him and Luffy definitely, like, kind of Zoro Luffy moments type deal. Oh my gosh, who else would I want? You know, I really like man, this is a hard question.
I know.
Those are the 2 characters that I really like.
Okay.
From both those series.
Now you could choose villains too. If you want to choose a villain to be on your team, I mean, nobody has ever chose a villain. Everybody just chooses heroes. But yeah, you can choose a villain if you want.
A villain okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Crocodile.
I knew it. I knew as soon as I said villains. Like, I just had a feeling. I was just like, She's gonna say crocodile. I mean, crocodile would be a good asset. But dang, that's Jotaro, Crocodile, and Luffy.
He's maniacal, and and he knows how to use his power really well. So, he, again, great asset. How many people am I at? 3?
That's 3. Yeah, that's 3.
3 people. Okay. I'm gonna recruit. Why am I forgetting her name again?
Is it JoJo or One Piece?
JoJo. And
what part?
Jolene's part.
Hermes?
Hermes, yeah. Her.
Okay.
I think she'd be really cool. And I really like her stand as well. Her stand is really cool. And then that's 4.
Yeah, you need one more.
One more.
I hope that the last person that you choose is the person that I hope that you choose.
Oh, there's so many people to choose from.
But I feel like you need this person as a valuable asset. You need this person. Come on, think real hard about this. If you want me to give you a hint, I'll give you a hint.
Give me a hint then.
Hey, you gotta eat.
Hold on. Sanji?
I mean, you could. I always tell people because nobody ever chooses this guy, but you could choose Sanji or Antonio. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Antonio
okay.
Antonio gives you perks if you eat the food. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right. I had my mindset on like power. I had my mindset on like, okay, I gotta have all these badasses in one team so we can beat the crap out of other people.
Hey, well, I mean, yeah, then you keep Sanji. I mean, because Antonio's not a fighter; he's
True.
a lover. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah, so I would keep Sanji, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully
Sanji.
one day somebody chooses Antonio, because Antonio is just sitting on the sidelines, just like, why does nobody ever choose me? So,
yes. Oh my gosh.
That's a good choice for your ship too. That is a really good choice. And unfortunately, we're getting close to the end of the interview, and I feel like this thing could go on forever. But
for sure.
because this is the Halloween episode, I gotta ask you the 2 questions before we wrap this thing up. What is your favorite horror movie of all time?
Oh, Conjuring 2.
Ooh! Nice choice.
I love that.
I
love the Conjuring movies.
Yes.
So
oh my God. So look, let me tell you something. Did you know that in the Conjuring 2, that whenever the Warrens are at their house, there are like Valak's name appears places? Did you know that? Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, oh
but
my God, that's so clever.
You don't know that the first time you're watching it. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like when you watch it again, you're like, oh wow, like Valak. And it's like it's his name, the demon's name is in front of Lorraine the entire time. And when she finally figures it out, like it's just a good movie. I'm not really a fan of the Nun. I feel like in the Conjuring they hyped Valak up, and then when the Nun came out, it was just so no, that is a good choice. I love the Conjuring too. So now, final question before we wrap this thing up. This is a question that my co-host Rebellious D asked our guests on our podcast. He always finishes up the interview with, what is something that spooked you or creeped you out when you were a kid and has stuck with you to this day? It could be, being in the house late at night, hearing a grandfather clock going off, or, hearing something knocking on the window at night and you're just shivering under the sheets. What's your final question for me?
Well, my memory so I have a very vivid memory as a kid when I would go to my great-grandparents' house. There was this porcelain doll that was like his face was broken, but it was like glued back together, so it was all creepy looking. And they'd set it right across from like their bed in their bedroom. And whenever we'd go over to their house, they'd always tell us to go put our coats in their bedroom. So whenever I do that, I'd always like stare. The doll would be like staring, right at the door. And I swear to you, one of the times I was putting my coat down, I looked at the doll, and the doll like tilted his head very slightly, and I ran out of there. It was so and that stuck with me ever since I was a kid. You know, I was like terrified of porcelain dolls from there.
Oh my God. The porcelain doll was like, I want some mac and cheese, please. Oh my God. That is good. That is a good way to end the interview. And then also we're ending the interview with you being the final girl. You're the final girl. You made it. You made it to the
I made it.
You know,
I made it.
Hey,
my dream to be a final girl.
Hey, you're the final girl. I'm the black guy that survived in the movie. We made it. Like this is incredible. We both made
crazy.
It. This is crazy.
Best horror movie yet. Best horror
yeah. Well,
movie
look,
yet.
the interview's not over yet, so I mean, anything can happen. It is Halloween. So, one final question, because I said this at the start of this thing, and I want to come back to it. Tell everybody, how did you come up with your cosplay name? How did you come up with MacNCheesey Cosplay? And then we'll wrap this thing up.
Gotcha. So MacNCheesey Cosplay originated from all the nicknames that I've been given as a kid, because my full name is MacKenzie. That's a good fact for you guys to know. My full name is MacKenzie, but I go by Mac by my friends, and that's why I go by in the cosplay community as well. So I just thought, why not kind of combine my nickname that I've been called like over and over again throughout my childhood and just put it as my cosplay name. And a lot of people call me Mac and Cheese, so I put it as my cosplay name.
That's funny, man. I mean, it's like I feel like I know some incredible cosplayers, and I've interviewed some incredible cosplayers with some really funny names. I mean, because it's like we got MacNCheesey Cosplay, and then also this month Cheesy Doritos, and then you know, one,
oh my God.
Yeah, Cheesy there. And when I interviewed them, I had told them, I was just like, yo, like I'm interviewing somebody named MacNCheesey Cosplay, and it's like that's two people this month that have cheese in their name. And then of course you know, one of my friends Sniffer Dude Cosplay, Slappy Sniffer Dude. I'm just like, you know, where do you guys come up with these names? But then when I find out like the origin story to the names, you know, it all makes sense. And with that being said, we are here at the end of the interview. MacNCheesey, thank you so much for joining me up here on a brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer, the final one for the spooky season. Before I let you go, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
You can find me on Instagram at MacNCheesey Cosplay, and also all of my links to different profiles are on that Instagram profile as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all make sure that y'all go and follow her on all of her social media accounts. You already know you can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you all again for watching this interview. And like I always say, keep that pinky up, stay positive, stay safe on the final day of the spooky season. And we'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.